Today I'm going to talk about childhood and awakening and kind of the origins that I see for what Mara is or delusion. Um, I remember being young and acting in some kind of rambunctious manner, right? Whatever it is. I can imagine like I had grabbed a pillow and I just like took it and whapped my sister with it or something, right? I don't know why I would do it. There isn't really a thought, right? It's just happening. Maybe I saw it in a movie, right? I don't know, right? And so she says, ow. And I could see kid me going, oh, I use this end of the pillowcase that has the extra pillowcase, right? So that's why it hurts. So I'm going to flip around and do that side so it won't hurt, right? Now all of that's silent. So you flip it over and you do it again. And then it's like, fine, I'm going to go tattletale on you, right? And so sister goes to mom and dad and it's like, why would you hit her even after she asked you to stop? And I think the most honest answer for many children is, I don't know. I don't know why I did this. But that was not an acceptable answer when I was a child. And I can't imagine for many of us who are adults and on this awakening journey that we were allowed to tell our parents in all honesty, oh, I don't know. I don't know why I did that. That is kind of weird, huh? Right? Like, we weren't raised that way, many of us. No, what I see is we were conditioned to create excuses and reasons and fantasies and reasons for why we act. And then worse, we started to believe those things. And then we create identity around them. Right? So I'm privileged in that I'm on this journey and I have children in a whole range of ages. So I saw what my oppressive parenting was doing, 3, 4 years ago versus what Christ like or awakened parenting or monk like parenting or, whatever this is, this process of awakening. But specifically, I did want to talk about the mechanisms of coming up with reasons for behavior because I noticed this now in a lot of adults lately that I've been interacting with and helping try to figure out their various patterns and stick ups to Mara and other things. Um, and I notice even the adults, it's like, hey, why are you doing this thing? And they're like, oh, I did that because of this. And it's so quick and it's immediate. And I'm like, well, that doesn't even make sense. And then, truly the people who are trying to find the truth, if they're really looking, they'll shake themselves out of that and they'll look and they'll see, like, wait, whoa. Well, I can kind of guess why I did that, right? Like this happened, and then that made me feel this, and like these things happened to me when I was a kid. So I guess I kind of acted in this manner. And I'd be like, there you go. See, that's a little more honest than just, oh, I did it because of this, right? But even all of that is still interpretation. Like, let that land. Every reason you have given for every action you have taken is your own interpretation of your own experience. And that's it. And your interpretations are limited by what you have learned, what you know, what you have seen, right? You can't interpret colors you've never seen before. You can't interpret futures you can't dream of, right? So all of your reality, right, comes down to these interpretations. And I see this mechanism beginning a lot with accountability in childhood, where children are demanded to know why they do anything. When the truth is, children are and have always just been reflections of their environment, and their parents, they're mirrors. So if you don't like what a child is doing, is it possible you yourself have taught the child to do those things? And can you be honest about that? Because if your parents were honest about that, they would not have held you accountable when you were young. They would have understood. And that understanding would have meant the world to many of us. But now, wherever we are, we have to give ourselves that understanding that you don't know. And that's the 10th fetter in Buddhism, is ignorance. It's not knowing. One of Angelo's last realizations, Simply Always Awake, was there is no way that things are. And when I just saw nothing means anything. No thing means anything. I know the truth of what I have gone through, and so do you. I'm not saying, right, these horrible things that you've experienced didn't happen and they're not real. I'm stating that the interpretation surrounding all of it is not real, and it can't possibly be real. And furthermore, it's that interpretation that is so painful. And we're addicted to it. We're addicted to it because it feels safe, because it was safe to have a good reason, right? I know me. If I give my dad a bad reason, it didn't matter what the truth was, right? And I can imagine my dad went through the exact same thing. No, Dad, you don't understand. You said pick the paper up in the corner. I picked the one piece of paper exactly in the corner up. Why would you hit me? Or why are you mad at me? Right? And there's like 300 pieces of paper all over the floor, right? But it's like, it's those little misunderstandings that have snowballed into karmic patterns. And that is what we are addressing. So, yeah, I think this is pretty sufficient. I think it should give anyone listening to this some things to think about, to ponder, to ask. I recommend, I urge, pray, right? Religious or not, ask the universe, what is this? And is this what happened to me? Right? Am I trying to come up with reasons for why I'm doing things? And then worse, are you now your own parent shooting yourself down for having bad reasons to do things? Right? Are you now continuing and perpetuating the cycle internally? Right? Have you rehearsed your parents enough times that their voice has become yours? Anyway, if all of that is true for you, if all of this, right, if it feels existential or hopeless, I just want you to know you're not alone. Everything is okay, even if it doesn't seem like it. And at the end of the day, it is okay to let yourself off of the hook. It's okay to say, I don't have the answers. And it's okay to start acknowledging that out loud. Because there is a comfort in being able to say, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know a lot of things. And that's okay. Thanks for listening. And I hope you have a wonderful and beautiful day. Bye.